Thank you, Isabella. It's potentially one of the biggest insurance scams in Arizona history, a scheme targeting vulnerable tribal members across the country fighting substance abuse. Recruiters have lured people from their reservations to illicit addiction treatment homes, but officials say instead of receiving help, many have wound up dead or missing. Liz Kreutz reports.
On the Navajo Reservation in northeast Arizona,
this here is the Navajo Nation missing persons list.
Sergeant Roland Dash says his people are being preyed upon.
These are vulnerable people.
Dash says he's identified more than 120 people who have gone missing. Their families say one day loved ones were here, the next, driven away in unmarked cars or white vans like these.
According to state officials, tribal members battling substance abuse have been the target of a nearly $1 billion Medicaid scam.
Officials say Native Americans from several states, including Arizona, South Dakota, Montana, and Alaska, have been lured from their reservations and then taken to sobriety homes hundreds of miles away in Phoenix and other major Arizona cities with the assurance of addiction treatment. But an NBC News investigation found that in many cases, the patients never receive that treatment. All this while state officials allege the providers of these homes made millions off fraudulent Medicaid claims, billing for services not given, as well as for people who were in prison or had even died. So far, Arizona's Attorney General has issued 60 indictments, including 10 just this week, and seized $95 million from fraudulent providers, including luxury cars, mansions, and stacks of cash.
Certainly will be one of the worst frauds in the history of Arizona and one of the biggest scandals we've ever seen.
Law enforcement sources tell NBC News there is clear evidence the scheme is part of structured organized crime, operated in part by people from several Central African countries. They say the scammers took advantage of the state's Medicaid plan for Native Americans, which allows providers to bill the state directly for claims without third-party review.
Where is the oversight?
The oversight sits with us.
Carmen Heredia currently oversees Access, the state agency responsible for approving Medicaid claims for Native Americans. She was appointed after the fraud began. Heredia says the agency is staffing up and cracking down. They've already suspended more than 300 potentially fraudulent providers. But Raquel says the damage has already been done.
Every day it's somebody new that's missing from the res. And they were all brought out here for rehab, and now they're all on the street.
With perpetrators gaming the system, taxpayers footing the bill, and Native Americans paying the price.